You've been writing about Diddy since about March. But you've been covering rap the past few years on an Instagram page called Kanye's Post. Basically, for those who know anything about Kanye online, he was and is erratic with what he posts, and he deletes them immediately. Emily started this page kind of like it was almost like a museum that just kept everything. And
like an archive, because it was such it was like schizo posting. It was funny.
It was wild, and you've been doing that for like 3-ish years.
Yep.
And it blew up. Certainly Kanye knew about it. A lot of people in the industry knew about it. And so as it blew up this past year at its height, what went down?
Well, what happened was, I can't really get into a lot of it yet because there is a federal investigation.
Yeah, we can tap dance around all that.
But no, it's fine. Isn't this live?
Yep.
No, I mean, what do you want to know specifically? Like what happened with my page?
Well, we don't have to get into everything, but what we were saying is
one day I woke up and my page was gone and I couldn't get back in, and it said it was permanently disabled, but I didn't violate anything. So then the next day my phone started exploding with an SMS bomb. And that's basically, I don't know if you guys know about SMS bombs, but it's basically when someone sends your phone like thousands of spam signups for different companies. And it's supposed to give you the impression that you're under a cyber attack. But actually, it's just a really like I could SMS bomb you today. There's apps. I found out later that, but when you don't know that, you think your whole entire phone is being hacked. So that I got a text message from this guy, unlocked for life. And he goes, "Hey, Emily, this you? I'm about to destroy you. I'm about to destroy your entire family."
That's right.
And then he starts saying, now watch. And then he would send me an SMS bomb. And then at that point I couldn't use my phone. And I think I was texting you, Shane, when this was happening.
Yeah, I was on speakerphone with your mom.
Yeah, my mom was
not
crying.
Happy. Yeah.
My mom was crying.
It was terrible.
And then I was told that I was going to get swatted, because that's another tactic that these, I guess, virtual gangsters use.
Yep.
So I was told I had to go to the local police station to make sure my parents were put on a no SWAT list. And you know how awkward that conversation was in a small town?
Yeah.
They were like, what are you talking about?
I actually do know how that conversation goes.
It was so uncomfortable. It was so weird.
Yeah.
So then my account was down for about a few months. And then I find out that the guy got arrested by the FBI and now without bail, just like Diddy. Yep. And was also labeled a flight risk. So he's currently being investigated by the Nevada FBI office. And I don't know what's going to come of it, but they're looking into who hired the hit on me. There's a lot of different suspects. A lot of people thought it was Kanye's dentist, but now there's other suspects that are coming up. So I don't know. I'm like Diddy, I don't know.
I'm watching that very closely. It's so.
I did get my Instagram account back.
Right, you did. It was nice.
Yeah, the way these hackers do it is they pay off Meta rep. They have Meta reps paid off, but Meta uses third parties now to basically, if all they do is they have to impersonate your account. So the reason I don't have a profile pic right now is because that's how they get you down. Is they take a photo of your profile pic, they copy your bio. And then they already own all of these OG blue checkmark verified accounts. So they claim that you're impersonating them. So as long as you don't have a profile pic and a bio, that strategy won't work. So that's why there's a lot of accounts you'll be seeing online right now that are big accounts, some with over 1 million followers that don't have a profile pic. And it's because they were taken down by either the same guy that attacked me or others, because there's a whole web of these hackers that work together. And they all promote their services on Telegram, and then the Telegram guy got arrested. So it's all very weird.
Also, this dude who did it to you spoke about it openly on other podcasts.
Yeah, he was bragging about it. And when he actually texted me, the first thing he sent to me was, "Go watch my YouTube video." He was proud of it.
That's right. I watched it. I remember watching it that day and being like, this dude is literally saying everything he's doing, and it's all illegal, on major podcasts. I was like, this guy must be a Fed, because Feds usually are the ones who can say violent or criminal things out loud all the time with no accountability and just get away with whatever. So, we'll see.
But I don't. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're gonna probably go into his phone and see like who else was using this guy. I was told that this guy had a lot of celebrities on that would pay him a retainer to take out their competition, like rappers that would, even like young up and coming rappers, they would get upset at something that was said online. So then they would use this guy to threaten, extort.
So this is so important because it's like, okay, you had a big page.
And here's the thing, it's like happening with Diddy. It's like, it's almost the same thing. It's like they try to extort and they try to blackmail, and it's a way to maintain the narrative.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to say. No, that's exactly it, because you weren't just like a fan page archiving stuff. You were questioning a lot of things publicly about different people in the Ye world. And
you started it.
I didn't start anything.
You started it because you went to the Shane went to the listening party and said he got a really weird feeling. And Shane was like the whistleblower of all of this back in January.
Yeah, Kanye's fans were not fan of me doing that back when it happened. And Bryson technically,
they called you a fad.
Bryson technically started even the day before me, but because we were both with Kanye around the same time. But what I saw in Miami just wasn't the Kanye I knew from the time we were together. It was very weird. It was very dark. It was super sinister. And so, I wrote that thing, and I remember talking to you about it, but you started like talking about all these different weird characters in and out of his world. And one of them, we don't know, but one of them got mad and did whatever they did to you. And it's just so interesting to think that they'll go after someone like how many people follow Kanye's posts?
At the time I was taken down, it was like 194K.
So, and you had a lot of engagement, and you questioning anything about anyone who was doing bad stuff, they got really mad and they had to control the narrative, like you were saying. So look at the lengths they go just to take care of an account with 100K. They'll do it. These people do anything to anyone. I think.
I was like, and then they tried to extort me for like 20 grand. It's like,
which again,
think I care about my account that much? You think I'm that rich off of this archive?
And that dude literally says that in the podcast, in the one podcast. He's like, I extort them. They've got to pay me 20 grand. It's totally illegal situation.
So something interesting that happened after I went down was he actually targeted Nancy Pelosi's niece. Really? He extorted her husband, I believe, and then he showed up. The hacker, not only, he took it beyond the digital, he went into the real world, the physical reality.
Right.
Went to Beverly Hills in some rented lime green Lamborghini or Bentley. I don't know what it was. Lamborghini, maybe.
Wow.
And then he vandalized Nancy Pelosi's niece's husband's car. And then bragged about it on Telegram openly and was like gloating. And it's like that thing where it's like pride before the fall. Mm-hmm. It's like you mess with the Pelosi's, you're going to get caught.
Well, I just before we went live with you, I did a show with Michael Francis, who's a former mob boss in New York City. And we were talking about the Pelosi's. Pelosi's dad, this is according to him, Pelosi's dad was like mob connected in Boston, big time. And he's like, Pelosi acts like a mobster with the way she is so blatant with her evil, how corrupt she is, the power she yields. So she's
upset. Did you see her on the news the other day? She's like so upset that people are talking about Trump. Like she's trying so hard to control the narrative. She's like, why are we talking? She like loses her cool. She's like, why are we talking about him? Like he's incompetent. She was very upset that people are even talking about Trump. She's like, he shouldn't even be part of the conversation.
Oh yeah, the person running for president shouldn't be part of the conversation. Well, she's lost her mind and she's totally maniacal. When it comes to these people,
I'm happy because she helped in my case. It helped like personally, like her niece helped me because of that name. I think the feds looked into this guy more. So that at some point I'm like, we think the feds are bad, and obviously there's different levels to feds because I'm guessing the feds investigating the guy that took me down, they're doing it for the right reasons, right?
I'd hope so. I don't know, but I do believe there's got to be some good people in all these places that know how bad it is. That's something this guy Francis was saying as well. He believes they're not all bad, which obviously they can't all be bad. I think a majority of them probably are.
Not everybody is like this sexual, deviant, fluid, polyamorous.
But it does seem that way with all these stories breaking.
The more tapes and more news stories that come out each day.
Right, with the Diddy stuff breaking, it's everyone's connected. The Diddy parties were legend. Growing up, you heard about the white parties happening all the time. It was like the Oscars. People went there and you wanted to be seen there. And it seems like it was a way to get these people to go there, do bad things, much like the Epstein stuff. Who do you think? Do you think like someone like Leonardo DiCaprio is someone who's got to be paranoid right now, or
his name's popping up?
You think there's anything to that?
But I honestly, I'm trying to avoid linking anyone that was at a Diddy party to the crimes because, to be honest, you got to think about these freak-offs. These weren't just the regular party. The freak-offs were like these weird drug-induced orgies that happened probably between the hours of like 4 a.m. to like maybe 1 p.m. the next day, maybe even longer. It said sometimes they went on for days. But it's like, do you really think Oprah Winfrey was up at 5 a.m. lathering herself in this like baby oil? I don't think
the answer to that.
I don't.
Do you want the answer to that, Emily? I'm the same person who thinks Hillary Clinton cut someone's face off.
You think Oprah's that horny? And she's also that energetic?
I don't think it's about horniness. I think it's sex magic. I think these people are evil. And they open
Oprah's
up like
involved.
dark portals.
I think she's pulling the strings. I don't think she's like laying on the freaking velvet bed.
I don't know. I think it's very possible. I think these people are so evil.
I think you want her to be. I think you want her to be. I think Oprah is definitely like
she's
connected to Harvey Weinstein, Epstein. She's connected to all of them.
Right.
But I don't. When you read the indictment and you read the people that are actually engaging in the freak-offs, they're like C-level.
Right.
It's like the baby mama of 50 Cent, or it's some random male prostitute that was hired from Vegas that flew to Miami.
Interesting.
So far, we have not seen anybody in any of the lawsuits list that someone like Oprah or Leonardo DiCaprio was behind the camera or in the bed. That's all I'm saying.
Do you remember the video Diddy put out where he's holding his daughter on his lap and he's just reading names out loud?
That was diabolical in itself.
What was that?
And the best part was Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo, like for real. Have you seen that video?
That was a threat, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Threat.
Yeah.
So obviously, there is something more to it. I may be a naive person from a small town, but I've always had a harder time believing in the really dark stuff. But the more that we're seeing coming out, I might as well just put the tinfoil hat on completely at this point.
Oh, yeah, I mean, put on the whole outfit. I mean, I'm just straight up tinfoil head to toe.
It becomes really hard to ignore when there's like adjacent stories, like what Shane's saying with the sex magic. Like, do you know who Jack Parsons is? He was a protege of L. Ron Hubbard, and he was like a rocket scientist for NASA. And they had this group called Babylon Workings that involved a bunch of celebrities and stuff trying to do a lot of things. But yeah, conjure demons essentially through sex magic. And like that spilled over into like the Laurel Canyon stuff and like all of these.
I do believe in the sex magic.
Yeah. And so like for the Oprah thing, it would be less about like what he said, like horniness, but more about like exhibiting control over
You're right.
over these things, and like whether they're I would think these freak offs are probably not all that sexy. They're probably really disturbing, and like you see the dark side of people come out where it's not about extinguishing this like primal desire. It's like exercising this terrifying control and inducing trauma, like said, and like breaking these people.
That's true. The bigger players probably are. And exactly.
And like I would like to go back to what you guys were saying earlier about like it's weird, like some of these people that came up with Jay-Z and got signed and they didn't go anywhere, and it's like a lot of those people may have said no. And like, so you're done, or you're relegated to some like role that you have to play, and not everybody has what it takes or has the element that the people whose name you know do.
Because I think people who really want fame, there's people who are just fame whores.
Yes.
And they will do literally anything. They will like selling your soul. People like, that's another thing that kind of was memed, you know, it's an early memed into joke.
And that's a provable concept in the sense of just like, look at the average person, what they'll do on like TikTok like to get a view.
I'll lick this ice cream in public.
Yeah, or I'll lick the toilet bowl on the airplane.
Yep.
Yeah, what's a few dicks?
Do the cinnamon challenge. Yeah.
Mouthwash, it's fine.
Yeah, and that's what Nancy Pelosi said, and our current vice president.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Back in February, I did an interview with a up and coming rapper, and he didn't let me, off the record, he didn't let me publish any of this, but he told me that there was some rapper that he knows that has been having orgies, not because he's horny, but because the powers that come from sex magic. So they're using sex to worship Malak. He said that that's the god they're worshiping, Malak. And that was long before Malak was tied to Diddy. And now we're also hearing Snoop Dogg. And if you guys remember, everyone talked about the Olympics, but Snoop Dogg was wearing the Baphomet necklace during the promotional photo shoot for the Olympics.